How do I want to remember it?
Yeah, how do you want to remember it?
I want to remember it as a 4-year climb up a mountain because because it was a journey that I could not have gotten through without all my teammates and all my seniors. And I want to remember the journey that we had together. Last season we had a great achievement going to the county final, and the first time in 20-something years.
The biggest thing about the team last year was how the senior leaders especially were able to get everybody to buy in to the common goal. And this year, with all those kids gone, it was our duty to kind of step up and continue that legacy and show that Mepham football was here to stay.
Of course we wanted to get back there, but we wanted to focus more on how we were going to get there rather than reminisce about what we did in the past year.
A team like ours was going to be able to overcome it and come together and do the job we need to do, just knowing that we want to win and we all care about the program.
The senior class this year was extremely close. We were all banded together as a group of brothers.
When the team saw that the seniors had such a tight bond, they realized that this was a family and not just a football team.
I looked forward to seeing my best friends, my seniors, my teammates succeed because I knew that seeing other people succeed would bring up the team chemistry. You can't win without team chemistry. You can't win knowing that the guy next to you isn't going to do his job, but instead, because we were so close, because we trusted each other, we knew that the man next to us was going to do his job.
After finishing second last year, being fourth was kind of insulting.
You know, there's a fire set in my body right there.
They thought other teams were more talented than us, and that really kind of lit a fire under us and showed us that we have to work hard and get back to where we were last year.
I'm going to leave my legacy this year. My senior year, I'm going to leave it all on my field. If they got to drag me off the field off the last game because I gave it everything I got, so be it.
For some reason, the first game always kind of has a different feel to it, knowing that it's the first time you and your boys are going to go out and try and win a football game. And with a new team, compared to last year, with different players playing different spots, we saw it as an opportunity to show everyone in the conference we're for real this year.
Playing Elmont, past 2 years, they've taken a chunk out of our season.
Every time I played them in my high school career, we've lost to them, whether it be in the first round of playoffs when I was a sophomore.
Junior year, they ruined a 6-0 season that kind of hurt the team and hurt morale.
I refuse to lose to this team. I refuse. You understand? You gotta adapt or adopt that mantra.
Refuse is a word that kind of lingers a little bit with everyone on our team.
Refuse. Refuse to do anything. Refuse to give up. Refuse to lose. Don't do anything. Refuse it.
It lit a fire. Me and all the other guys knew that we were not losing to that team 3 years in a row. And refuse was a perfect word to explain our feelings throughout that week. And I think it just drove us even harder every play during practice.
It was a great opportunity to get revenge on them and show everybody that this Mepham football team was different than the others.
defensive performance was absolutely stunning. We shut them down to, I believe, 34 total offensive yards.
Our defense was right where we thought it was, top tier throughout the conference and maybe in the county.
There's nothing better than seeing an offensive coordinator just struggle, just be frustrated, anything he runs.
Win for week 1, especially to a team like Elmont, definitely big for us, definitely a morale booster.
We also saw it as just, okay, like we got to get on to the next one. It was a close one, we won, we came out with a W, but we got better teams we got to face.
Playing Garden City week 2, just like Elmont, that was the only other team that beat us last year, and they beat us at Hofstra.
It was also a little bit of redemption, because losing in the county final 33-0 was absolutely devastating.
During the whole offseason, I just remembered the seniors and their expressions after the game, like all the tears.
Fired me up a lot. Never beat them my entire life. No one's ever beat them. Trevor Bowe, Cody, Colin Hart, all of them together. They've won a certain amount of games straight, and all of us just want to knock them off the rocking horse.
We wanted to say, we're a different team this year, and we needed to show them that, because that loss was a sad way to go out for those seniors. So we wanted to play for those seniors and keep them in mind while we were playing them. It was probably one of the more frustrating things I've ever seen, because the score was so high, it was such a dominant performance by them, that you put in all the hard work to go beat Garden City, and then you just let it all go and it just completely fails.
You guys, this team didn't go to the finals last year, guys. This team did not go to the finals. Those guys are at all different colleges, and that group is not in this locker room.
Nothing is ever given. You always got to earn things.
We were just a one-on-one football team that was looking to beat some other football teams, but in the end, yeah, we didn't really earn much. We just had an 8-0 win versus Elmont, and we got blown out by Garden City. We have not earned the respect that we want to yet.
Leave the game in the past, but remember how bad it felt and try to not make that feeling of losing ever happen again.
I think every game after that was to get back to where we were last year and finish the job.
The first 2 weeks, our offense really wasn't moving the ball that much. We only put up a combined of 13 points within the first 2 games. We were dropping a lot of balls. We couldn't get a rhythm.
Us as leaders, we kind of had to step it up offensively in practice specifically. So every day we would have to basically go all out, make the best plays we could, make nicest catches, best blocks, and that would bring up the intensity of practice.
That whole week, we just had a sense of confidence, and plays just were clicking, and it showed in the game.
The win against New Hyde Park really showed that we were back in that Garden City. We were over that game, and now we can look towards the next half of our season.
Homecoming every year is special. Never get them back. Senior year is a big year for all the guys, especially knowing we're not going to be able to put those pads on ever again and walk out in front of the crowd like that.
You want to make everyone proud that came out to the game, your neighbors, your best friends that don't play football.
As players, we try to put off all the antics and just focus on the game.
All week, Coach said how Valley Stream was so misseeded and that they're such a good team. That really woke our eyes up that this wasn't going to be some game where that we could just look over. We really had to focus on this game, and we knew that it was going to be a battle.
You just want to show everyone who you are, what type of football player you are, what type of football team you are. My goal was to punch the ball out, and I missed, and I kind of grabbed onto where his armpit was on his shoulder pad. I held on with everything I had, and the way I spun around, it was really awkward, and I landed, and I knew something was wrong.
It was kind of shell shock at first.
It was devastating. I mean, one of my best friends, can't ask for a better one, and seeing him on the floor crying in pain, I've never seen that kid cry in my life. Just going up to him, telling him, we got him 2-1, I got you 2-1.
Novello was the hardest worker on the team by far, one of our best players, our leader.
I ended up dislocating my shoulder, and the first thing that came to mind was, is my season over? I was definitely extremely frustrated. I was upset, I was angry. The play, I can watch it over and over again, but every time I do watch it, it's like reliving it, and it's an experience that I will remember.
See his pads on the floor on the sideline, picked him up, put him on the ice cooler. He's still with us, he's not at the hospital, he's with us right now, he's on the field, he's on the sideline, he didn't leave us yet.
I knew my teammates were going to play for me. That's just the kind of dynamic we have here.
Seeing Novello come back for the end of the game just showed how much of a warrior the kid really is.
I'm happy and I'm honored to have people look at me as a warrior, and I just hope that I'm able to inspire other people to play and care about the game of football and the Mepham Pirates as much as I do.
And how much he cared about the team, and how even though he might not be okay, he's always going to have our back and he's always going to be supporting us.
I just wanted to get back and watch my friends win a football game so that I could see them go off on their final homecoming the right way.
The end of the game where I had a ball thrown to me down the field and I got tackled and my knee went into the floor. And I just remember feeling like this pain in my knee and I didn't know what it was.
At first I thought it was just a cramp. I thought he was going to come back, and he did come back.
When I went back in the game, I felt my knee pop and move. So I realized I would not be able to finish that game. And when I went to the doctor, I found out that I tore my PCL and that I was going to be missing a couple weeks, and it just was a killer.
As a senior, just the presence that me and Nick were having, it was hard to replace. There was trust between us and the rest of our teammates.
It was also eye-opening that like anybody could go down at any moment and that people had to step up.
Although yes, it would probably alter our season, those injuries, but I made sure that we had trust in the guys that were going to go back in, and I was going to do anything I possibly could to help those guys fulfill my role. We had a big game coming up in Calhoun, so I needed to make sure everyone was on board and ready.
Considering that Calhoun was seated above us, this was going to be a very tough task and a very important game to win, that if we could win, it would set us up in a good spot for the playoffs.
Crosstown rival, down Camp Avenue. Calhoun's always a big game for Mepham. We grew up around those guys, grew up playing football with those guys. It's definitely something that you look forward to throughout the season.
People were picking Calhoun, and it was motivation for us.
Not only do you want bragging rights, but you want to show that your school is superior to theirs.
First thing popped in my head was, we need Sean. We need Sean to get up and play this game.
You knew that something serious must have happened, but at that point, to lose Sean was very important because he started to come through as a quarterback. He started looking great the past couple of weeks.
The season probably can't get any worse with the injuries.
We really had to improvise, and we had to put together something that we knew could still win us this game because this game meant so much to us. But we felt confident in our other options, like Matt and Billy worked the past 2 weeks on JV, so he got some in-game experience.
I trusted in Billy. I told him at halftime, I said, listen, I promise you that this offense is going to have your back, and this defense is also going to have your back.
Me and the rest of the offensive line, we're going to protect him at all costs, no matter what has to happen. He's going to be safe back there, and that even if it's your first varsity snap, that you're going out there, just play it like it's football. Football is a game that you just have to play your hardest and then let things fall into place.
That game just really woke my eyes up to see how gritty this team really was and how they were able to fight through so much adversity and just play so hard for so long.
I just learned how much heart we had. I knew we had heart, but not that much.
It took bruises, it took blood, it took sweat, it took tears, but in the end, the toughness that we showed, I've never seen it before in our team, and I was proud to watch it unfold and watch my teammates become better football players.
Showing guts and pride throughout the game, for just pride for the school and pride for yourself. To come back and win that game in the second half was big for not just the players or the coaches or the team, it was big for the community and everybody who cared about Mepham football.
Over the past 4 seasons, the senior players and families have made outstanding contributions to the Mepham football family and our school community. Today, we honor them for their dedication, leadership, and outstanding Mepham Pirate careers. The following seniors will forever be Mepham Pirates.
Having my whole family out there, my brothers and my parents, it meant a lot, especially knowing that it's my last season and that you don't get these times back or these memories back, so enjoy it while it lasts and have fun while you're doing it.
Now my dad there definitely hit me hard. He was always there for me, and anything I did, he was just always like, do what you want, and I'll always support you. Have your back.
As high school kids, we don't really put the time in to thank our parents enough for what they do for us. And walking out with them was a super special moment for me because they really have done so much for me ever since I was 5 years old, buying me cleats, buying me gloves. It just meant a lot to be able to thank them one final time for football.
After beating Calhoun, that was a big time win. Probably a game that we may not even should have won with all the adversity we went through that game. We just got too comfortable. We didn't really work hard in practice. We were undisciplined too. We turned the ball over too much. We committed penalties, and you just can't be the team if you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot that many times.
It had everyone's emotions kind of going all over the place.
In the locker room after the coaches leave, I got a little angry at the team, kind of told them that it's no joke, it's no game.
Some people lost their composure. Frustration was directed in the wrong ways.
We had a meeting after school, and we just really discussed with each other like what we wanted to change and what we needed to change.
We were going to have a season be ruined by exterior problems, especially with the team we knew we had and the experience we had throughout the team.
You kind of have to bring everyone together. You have to say, listen, if you're not going to do everything you possibly can to help this football team win games, we can't have you here. We need everyone on board that can possibly help us to keep our season alive, to keep it going, because that was the roughest patch of our season 100%. Losing to Manhasset, the 12th seed.
We can't stop or let anybody walk around on us like that, especially if we want to go back to the county championship.
It was definitely something tough, but I believe that we needed to go through something like that for our season to be special, because we were getting a little too full of ourselves, and we were 4-1 at the time, and I think that got to our heads a little bit. So it was definitely a wake-up call that everyone needed to step up, and everyone needed to take things a little bit more seriously.
The MacArthur game was a must-win game because with 2 weeks left in the season, we needed to win one, maybe even two, to host a home playoff game.
We knew they were a good team, especially seeded second, coming in with a 5-1 record.
Knowing that Novello was going to be back on the field, it was huge for the team. He was our leader, and we went off his energy.
It meant a lot, especially seeing a guy come back from an injury like that. Him going to a position where you're going to get hit and you're going to take the blows at running back, it's definitely gutsy, definitely shows his heart.
I felt that I needed to prove something to my teammates, that I wasn't going to let this injury control me. I was going to still have the good season I was having, but if not better, because I needed to show them that although this shoulder injury sucks to have, but I wanted to show them that I was willing to put everything on the line for them.
It showed just how special of a player Anthony is and how he's able to go learn how to play running back in 3 days, and that's just tremendous, and it just is a testament to his work ethic.
I was proud of the fact that I came back to finish my high school career and do things that I always wanted to do, but just have one more go at. I came back stronger, and I came back a better man because of it. Early, 14-0, then we had a punt block, we gave up a punt return, and we were kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with our special teams performance. And then we go into halftime, the game's tied, we're ready to come back out, fix our mistakes, and MacArthur runs the ball for 10 minutes and kind of tries to take the life out of us. We had to answer. Before that drive, I told Billy, I said, this is when special things happen. This is when great football teams distinguish themselves from good football teams. That was my first overtime game that I've been a part of. The ref actually said, "Congratulations on making it to overtime," and I looked at Connor and I said, "Is that a good thing that we're in overtime?"
Overtime is just another quarter. Just another quarter of nonstop, violent, everything.
Everyone's tired, everyone's gassed, everyone's struggling to just run, and everyone had to dig just that little bit deeper to win that football game.
Our defense kind of slacked a little bit and gave up a couple points. After a tough loss last week at home and then a rough week of practice, it showed that this team could really overcome anything and that we were built and battle tested.
Carey was a team we beat twice last year. 2 big wins for us, especially in the semifinal, taking us back to a game that we'd never been to for a while.
We knew that this was a different year and they were a different team. They got a lot better from last year. They played in some tough games.
This game was going to decide a big part of the playoff bracket because it would decide who was the 2 and 3 seed going into the playoffs.
Being picked by Carey for the homecoming game was very insulting.
Week 8 homecoming, definitely a message. They wanted us.
Us seniors especially, we took it as a little punch to the mouth because we know how special your last homecoming is. And we were just very frustrated that we were chosen because homecoming's supposed to be, you kill the team, then you go out and party and have a great weekend, but that's not what we wanted it to be for them. We wanted to bring it to them. We wanted to say, listen, you should not have picked us for a homecoming. A pile kind of formed on the receiver and my arm kind of got caught in the middle of it. And of course, it being my right arm, my shoulder dislocated for a second time.
I just saw him go down and I knew it instantly. I was like that. And I was like, this kid just hurt his shoulder again. He's not gonna get back up.
Right there, again, I had those same flashbacks to the homecoming game where I was like, was that my last snap of football? And then on my way to the hospital, I was just hysterical. I did not want that to be my last game of football.
I've known Anthony since we've been in kindergarten, and knowing how much he cares about the game and the sport itself and what it means to him. Watching him fall down, I knew it was over for him for the season. A guy like that doesn't deserve to get a season taken away, especially his senior season in high school. He wanted it more than anybody out there, so for him to go as hard as he did, nothing short of pride and being proud of one of my best friends.
My team was just in shock.
I think it just tore down the team.
Unlike the first game, we just did not recover from it.
Seeing that shoulder rack come in kind of hit pretty hard, knowing that at the end of the next week we could be putting our pads on there and saying goodbye to Mepham football and high school football.
We all took a piece of paper and we put it up on the wall in the locker room, and it said that I will not hand in my shoulder pads next week. And if you really did not want to hand your shoulder pads in and you were going to fight to play for next week, you signed it.
Something clicked inside of me. It was just like, I'm not handing in my pads. I am not handing in my pads right now. Or next week, or the week after that. I'm going to the Long Island Championship, and then I'll hand my pads in after we win it.
Definitely boost your motor and boost your fire, knowing that this could be the last time you get to put your pads on, strap up with your brothers, and go out there and hit somebody.
However far we go into the playoffs is a direct relation to how hard we work every day and how bad we really want it.
I was not going to let up until that game was over, and I believed in my teammates. I made sure that they had someone building their self-confidence. I wanted them to know that nothing is guaranteed. There's only 48 minutes of football that you have guaranteed left to play. And although I wasn't able to play, I made sure that every other person that was playing on that field knew that they were playing for the rest of their lives. They were playing for the memories that will take them far in life.
I was shocked at first.
My heart just froze.
I knew I was never going to strap up, run through the banner, do pirate jacks with guys I like to call my brothers, who I'm proud to call my brothers.
I've balled out with all these guys for the past 3 years, and the memories I made just all flashed in front of me.
It was depressing, it was frustrating knowing that that was the last one. You ask yourself, is it really over? Is high school football really over? And you come to the realization that it is once you step off that field for the final time. And even though I wasn't playing, I still had the same feelings that everyone else had, knowing that we weren't going to come out and practice on Monday. We had to hand in all the shoulder pads and helmets.
Taking off that jersey was one of the hardest things for me to do, especially having football mean so much to me. Coming into football was pretty big for me sophomore year. It wasn't my sport. I came in just to play football, and it ended up being a big part of my life, changing who I am as a man and as a player, and it brought me into relationships that I never thought were possible.
I'm proud of myself, I'm proud of my seniors, because we knew that we gave it everything we had. We had no regrets. We left everything out on that field.
Never lose pride in yourself, your team, your family, or the guys around you. No matter who you lose to or how the game ends, you never let go, and you always be pride and proud of the letters across your chest. Having everyone sign that jersey was just a memory. The jersey we wore going into the county championship and all my junior year, and I just wanted to have everybody that was with me to sign that jersey.
There's a lot of memories that I have from this. A lot of memories. Even going back last year, went to county championship, great team. This season was one of my best seasons ever. I'll never forget, I love this team.
Knowing that it's going to be the last time we're all together as a group in the locker room, and especially guys having signing like John, Novello, Pelolo, guys like that, guys who I enjoy playing with on the field, enjoy being with outside of the field, outside the classroom.
That showed like the real brotherhood that was in our team. It's one thing to say it, but another thing to show it.
Seniors, it's been an absolute privilege. I'm gonna miss you guys. We're all gonna miss you guys. You guys did a tremendous job leading. There are some guys in this room that are gonna be very difficult to replace. I know I'm appreciative, and I know these coaches are, and you're gonna be missed. So seniors, great job. You guys can go.
It was upsetting, but we were super happy with how much of grown men that we've become. We've improved as people because of being a part of this program. And I think it was evident, especially after that final meeting. All the seniors, we kind of just hung out and talked for a little bit because we really did come so far.
Being a Mepham Pirate, it was an honor. It was nothing short of just having the pride in your community, especially with a school like Mepham, being in the community for so long and being such a staple for Belmore.
This football season meant so much to me, whether it be being with the guys or being just around the atmosphere. Just really gave me a purpose every day to come out and work hard. And I just loved playing the game so much, and it just gave me so much enjoyment.
I wanted to be remembered by my teammates as the best teammate possible, the guy who was willing to do everything for the man next to him. And that's something I tried to implement in my game every step of the way. I wanted my teammates to believe in me. I wanted them to trust in me.
Fellow seniors mean to me everything. Because every day we go to battle with each other, and every Saturday we'd go to battle with each other. I'd die for all of them.
They were so good to me. When I was always down, they always picked me up. We were always hanging out, just talking with each other, and I'm really going to miss that a lot about the team, knowing that I could go to those group of guys.
I just want to remember it as something that was a big part of my high school career, going out there every day, whether it's doing pirate jacks, team, or just drills. We just go out there and have fun playing the game that we all love. And having that team support and those friends around me, brothers around me, it was big and it's going to impact me for the rest of my life.
Well, as a little kid, I always came to the Mepham games, and I was always like, one day I want to play on this field. I want to wear the pirate. I want to wear the skull and bones on the side of my helmet. and it was a super fun experience that I'll never forget. Let's see. It was an experience that taught me things I'll never forget, and was probably the best 4 years of my life.